So what did Jesus say about this? Jesus seen these false prophets. And what did he say about this? Let's read. Turn to the book of Mark in the New Testament, chapter 12, verse 14. It reads as follows. And when they were come, they said unto him, Master, we know that thou art true, and carest for no man. For thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of God in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Taxes. Is it lawful to pay Caesar taxes? Next verse. They continue. Shall we give or shall we not give? Meaning, shall we pay or not pay taxes? But he, meaning Jesus, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, Why tempt me? Why tempt you me? Bring me a penny that I may see it. And when they brought it, he saith unto them, Whose is this image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. What do we say today? Whose image is on a penny today? We say president. Jesus continued. And Jesus answered and said unto them, Render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, his taxes, and to God the things that are God, your submission and obedience. So in the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 17, Jesus said, pay your taxes. That's what Jesus said do. My question to you is that, is the church or the temple or the mosque you attended in this country, do they pay taxes? My next question to you is this. Did Jesus say pay taxes? And if Jesus said pay taxes, my question to you is, why isn't your church, in particular, this false prophet, why isn't he paying those taxes? And why did Jesus say pay them taxes? The reason why Jesus said pay those taxes is because if you take the beast's money and you don't pay his taxes, you got to do what he say do. You know, I had a brother named Etienne. I remember I was young. I was about 20, 21 years old. And he's from New York. You know, being from New York, you know, brothers from New York kind of sharp, kind of quick. He told me something I never will forget. Brother Etienne told me, he said, brother, ain't nothing free. Because I told him if I go here, they're going to give me a free something. And he looked at me in my eyes, and we was in the car on I-10 in Baton Rouge. He said, brother, ain't nothing free. Now, so I'm showing you here in the Bible, not what you've been practicing, not what you're used to, not what you're accustomed to. Jesus said pay your taxes. You render unto Caesar that which is Caesar. Pay them taxes. And you submit to God. You do what God says. You give that devil his money. But that's not what this false prophet is doing. He's taking the money. Now, let's go back to the 16th chapter of Luke. In verse 11, let's read. Now the scripture should be jumping off the page. In Luke chapter 16, verse 11, it says as following. Excuse me. If therefore you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? Oh, now it should be making a lot more sense here. Because, see, Jesus gave an instruction. Being faithful in the unrighteous mammon means pay them taxes. Pay them faithfully. Right? Now, if you're not going to pay the beast, if you're not going to give the beast back his money, who in the world is going to trust you with the wisdom of God? God done told you, because remember, Jesus spoke for God. God said pay them taxes. You give that devil his money, and you obey me. But what happens if you take the devil money? What if you take the devil's physical riches, and you don't give him back his money? Do you really think you're going to get the wisdom from God? Do you really think that Martin Muhammad got the wisdom of God taking the devil's money? No, ma'am. No, sir. According to Scripture, that doesn't happen. You cannot serve two masters. If you're taking the devil's money and you disobeying Jesus, meaning disobeying God, and not paying them taxes, but taking that devil's money and keeping your mouth shut about what this government doing in Libya, keeping your mouth shut about what this government doing in Syria, keeping your mouth shut about what this government got doing it all over the world as far as conquering, You're not going to speak out against that. I don't care if Barack Obama is black. They murdered Muammar Gaddafi. And what did this false preacher say in condemnation of the beast? He's in agreement. You in agreement with murder of Muammar Gaddafi, who was a Muslim, murdered by the American government. But but this false prophet backs the beast. I don't care if the man is black or got black skin. As I told you last week, Barack Obama sits in the place of the beast, meaning he's a representative of the beast. So you giving your support to Barack Obama and you praying that Allah bless Joe Biden, you're a false prophet. Let me continue. One moment. If you go to the next verse in the same chapter, Luke chapter 16, it reads, in verse 12, it starts as this. And if you have not been faithful in that which is another man's, who shall give you that which is your own? No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot pursue the riches of God and the riches of the beast. Now, let me show you how this is also true. And this includes Farrakhan. You can't serve two masters, meaning you can't be for America and be for Allah. You can't be for God in America. You can't do that. I'm sorry. What do I mean by this? Now, since you support the beast, now you're not so quick to call him the devil. Now the white man ain't the devil no more. That's something that we that's something that we kind of out of anger or emotionalism. He's not really the devil. He's just devilish. You despise the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because you have to make a choice. Either you're going to be against the devil or for the devil. You can't be in two places at one time. That's physically impossible. So if you support the American government, you support Barack Obama, I guarantee you ain't teaching this teaching I'm teaching. You ain't calling the white man the devil. You ain't calling Christianity the dragon. Because you in the mainstream now. You ain't no Muslim. The white man, you up there on television in front of our people in Detroit hugging white people because they gave RJ some money for the radio station. RJ and Henry didn't even do that. You supposed to be a Muslim. Up there hugging the devil. Oh, he ain't the devil no more. You're behind in trouble. And you getting judged. Misrepresenting Islam to our people. Time is out for that. And you are just the first false prophet I'm coming after. Our people are deceived. This country don't have no food. As I said in my first broadcast, y'all not warning the people, hey, get some food because there's a famine. What Louis Farrakhan do? He got a farm. What Marvin Muhammad doing in Mississippi with his wife Shirley? Oh, they canning food. At least they were doing that when I was there. He's stocking up. Are you stocking up in Detroit? Or are you giving this man, this false prophet, your money? And food prices going up. And if you live in Detroit, you probably don't even work in Detroit. You got to go to the suburbs, right? You barely got enough gas to leave Detroit to go to the suburbs to make some money to feed your family. And it ain't just this false prophet, Marvin. Most of these preachers that y'all in Detroit are giving us, they don't even live there. Some of these preachers live in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, but got a church in Detroit, robbing you. These false prophets, they in bed with the beast. Now, I'm going to tell you again, you need to get some food and start saving it. Now, I had a comment come to me and say, well, I'm on welfare. Well, I ain't got the money. How in the world I'm going to get some food? I'll tell you how. Right now, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas season coming up. Right now, there's still food in charity storehouses. The Salvation Armies, the various soup kitchens around Detroit, if you ain't got the money to buy food, you need to do like the ant did in the summertime and not be the grasshopper. You need to find out where the soup kitchens are in Detroit, where the food banks are in Detroit, and on a regular basis, go there and get you some food and put it in your basement. That's what you need to do if you ain't got the money. If that's your excuse, or if that's your cry against me, I ain't got a job, I ain't got no money, how am I going to get 3 months of food, Muhammad? I got to feed my babies. I got to go to work. I barely got enough for gas. I barely got enough for bills. How am I going to save 3 months of food and I got 6 miles to feed? Continue what you're doing and go to these charity banks around Detroit, find out where they at, get on your job, and start finding food. Because these false prophets ain't telling you nothing. They too busy talking politics. They too busy making sure you vote for Obama. And you headed straight for hell. Meaning you about to go hungry. And they not telling you, but I'm going to tell you.